Without refusals and mistakes, Alibaba would not exist. This truth has shaped my entire journey. Early in my career, failures were more common than victories. I was rejected in 30 job interviews, even for a position at KFC. Out of 24 candidates, I was the only one turned down. That feeling of exclusion is painful, but if you look closely, it's like an invisible teacher, shaping your resilience. I learned that success isn't about avoiding mistakes, but about turning each one into a step to climb higher. I remember when the idea of Alibaba began to take shape. At the time, it seemed insane. "Jack, no one will buy anything online in China," they said. Rejections from investors and experts were frequent, but every no was an opportunity to refine the vision, adjust the strategy, and strengthen determination. When you face failures, you grow stronger and clearer, like an archer missing the first shots until hitting the target. That's why I say, without mistakes, there's no true learning. I still recall one of my favorite sayings: if not now, when? If not me, who? I ask this because I believe waiting for the right moment or someone else's approval is the biggest mistake we can make. During the toughest years, this question echoed in my mind. No matter how many times I was told I wasn't good enough, the most important thing was believing that the right time to act was always now. Mistakes are like seeds. At first, all you see is dry soil and nothing else. But if you keep watering, cultivating, and believing, those seeds turn into something extraordinary. Looking back, I see that the hardest moments of my life were the ones that taught me the most. The rejections gave me the courage to innovate and the strength to persist, even when the world seemed against me. So I want you to reflect. What you see as a rejection today could be the golden opportunity to transform tomorrow. Don't run from mistakes, learn from them. In the end, it's those scars that tell the story of who you are and who you can become. Most people love hearing success stories, but I've discovered something intriguing over the years. It's the stories of failures that truly hold the power to teach. When I began my journey, I read many books about successful entrepreneurs, but none of them seemed to prepare me for the impact of real-world challenges. That's when I realized the most valuable lessons weren't in victories, but in mistakes. After all, how can you learn to get up if you've never stumbled? One of the biggest mistakes we make is romanticizing success. It can be inspiring, but it rarely shows the whole journey: the sleepless nights, the strategic blunders, and the moments when you feel completely lost. I often share that I failed my university entrance exams 3 times and was rejected by Harvard 10 times. These failures didn't define my destiny, but they shaped my character. Each one was like a tough but fair teacher, imparting lessons no book could offer. If you want to achieve something great, you first need to learn how to fail. This is something I frequently say because I see people obsessed with avoiding mistakes. But I believe we must learn from them. Think about it. When a child learns to walk, they fall several times before taking their first steady steps. Business and life are no different. There's no shame in falling, as long as you have the courage to get up stronger. Another reflection I carry is this: what you learn from failure is worth more than what you gain from success. When I started Alibaba, we had no advanced technology, money, or major connections, but we had the humility to learn. Every mistake showed us something that was missing, and every correction brought us closer to the right solution. This is something success stories often omit: the value of persistence in the face of failure. So think about how many stories of failure you've heard. Perhaps it's time to listen to more. They contain the lessons you need to grow. Real learning doesn't happen when you're on top, but when you face the most challenging moments. And what if I told you that your next big idea might be hidden in something that went wrong? Persistence isn't always easy, but it's essential. When I started talking about e-commerce in China, no one believed me. "This will never work here," they said. But persistence was what kept me moving forward. In moments like these, I remember something powerful. Success isn't about who starts fast, but about who refuses to give up. Persistence transforms doubts into achievements and failures into milestones. The rejections I faced at the beginning of my journey were countless. Rejected by jobs, universities, and even investors. But instead of letting this defeat me, I turned those refusals into fuel. It was this resistance to giving up that took Alibaba from a small apartment with 18 people to becoming one of the largest companies in the world. I remember telling my team, if we can survive the first 3 years, we'll have a chance to make history. Persistence requires you to endure pain, and trust me, it will come. When no one believed in our vision, we relied on what we knew to be true. It was like swimming against the tide, but every small advance gave us the energy to keep going. The greatest difference between those who quit and those who succeed is the ability to endure pain and continue, because in the end, the path opens for those who persist. An inspiration I often share comes from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes we don't know what's next, but it's our choice to keep moving. Like Forrest, I believe that moving forward, even in uncertain times, can lead us to extraordinary places. Persistence isn't just about endurance, it's the ability to grow despite adversities. In a world full of distractions, persistence is your compass. It doesn't happen through grand gestures, but through each step you take when everything seems against you. Isn't that what makes the victory even sweeter? When I watched Forrest Gump for the first time, one phrase deeply resonated with me. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That idea perfectly captures what it means to persevere. Life is full of surprises, and often, what seems like an insurmountable obstacle turns into a great opportunity. For me, the secret is keeping an open mind and a firm heart, ready for the unexpected. When I started Alibaba, nothing was certain. The internet in China was still in its infancy, and almost no one believed in e-commerce. Yet, like Forrest, we kept moving forward, one step at a time. It wasn't just about having a vision, it was about having faith, even without guarantees. That simplicity, acting while staying confident in the future, is what kept my team and me motivated, even on the hardest days. Forrest's story also taught me the value of embracing the journey. He never stopped to complain or doubt. Instead, he kept running, sometimes not even knowing where he was headed, but he ran. This reminds me of how we tackled challenges at Alibaba. We didn't have all the answers, but we kept working, learning, and adapting. Often it's not about having the perfect plan, but about acting with courage and simplicity. Another lesson I take from the movie is that we don't need to complicate things. Forrest achieved so much because he acted from the heart. This is a truth I apply even today. Do things authentically and with passion, and the rest will fall into place. You don't need all the answers to start, just the willingness to try. This approach helped me overcome uncertainties and turn dreams into reality. In a world filled with complexity, Forrest's story reminds us of the power of staying simple and focused. If you keep your faith and continue moving forward, even when the road seems uncertain, you'll find that the results can be better than you ever imagined. Sometimes it's in simplicity that we discover our greatest strength. There's a saying that goes, where there's complaint, there's opportunity. I believe this deeply. Over the years, I've observed how people's grievances point to problems that need creative solutions. This is how Alibaba was built. Early on, small business owners complained they couldn't compete with large corporations. For me, those complaints were a map, showing where we could innovate and create something that truly made a difference. Complaints aren't just grumbles, they're clear signs that something can be improved. Take Nike, for example. They noticed runners complaining about comfort and performance, so they created technologies that revolutionized the sports shoe market. For Alibaba, we listened to sellers frustrated about their inability to reach larger audiences. Addressing these pain points is what helped us grow. Turning challenges into solutions is the very essence of entrepreneurship. If you pay attention to the complaints around you, you're one step away from finding your next big idea. When I started thinking about e-commerce, people complained about the lack of access to international products. I realized this wasn't just a problem, but an opportunity waiting to be seized. The more intense the complaints, the greater the potential to create something transformative. This mindset is what separates innovators from everyone else. Often it's easier to ignore complaints, but those who have the courage to face them are in a privileged position. I've learned that people who complain are actually pointing out a problem that needs attention. If you solve it, you not only create value, but also win the gratitude of many. So, think about all the complaints you've heard. Perhaps they hold the next opportunity you've been looking for. After all, great businesses don't start with brilliant ideas, but with solutions to the most common problems. Every complaint you address is a chance to create something bigger and better. One of the most striking differences between big and small businesses lies in their dreams. Small businesses dream boldly, fueled by passion and purpose. Large businesses, however, often get tangled in metrics and key performance indicators, KPIs. It's easy for them to lose sight of the bigger picture. This is why I believe the spirit of small businesses should inspire even the largest corporations. When we started Alibaba, we had no money, no technology, and no connections. What we did have was a dream to help small businesses thrive. That dream was our driving force, guiding us through the most challenging times. Small businesses succeed because they stay connected to their purpose. For them, it's not just about profit, it's about making a meaningful impact. Large companies can learn from this mindset. When a business grows, it risks becoming complacent, focusing solely on numbers. But I believe that true growth comes from maintaining the passion of a small business, even as you scale. This is why at Alibaba, we always prioritize purpose over KPIs. If you take care of your mission, the numbers will follow. Another critical difference is agility. Small businesses can adapt quickly, responding to changes in the market with creativity and speed. Large corporations often struggle with bureaucracy and slow decision-making. Embracing the agility of a small business can give even the largest companies a competitive edge. It's about staying nimble and never losing the hunger to innovate. The spirit of small businesses reminds us that success is not just about being big, but about staying true to your core values. When you keep the heart of a small business, you stay connected to your customers and your purpose. And that connection is what drives genuine growth and long-term success. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. This metaphor has guided me through countless challenges. Personal growth is at the heart of every success story. Too often we focus on external factors we can't control instead of working on ourselves. But I've learned that the most significant transformations happen when we look inward and commit to becoming better. When Alibaba faced obstacles, we didn't try to change the market. We adapted. This mindset applies to life as well. You can't control the challenges that come your way, but you can control how you respond to them. Every failure is an opportunity to grow, and every setback is a chance to improve your skills, mindset, and resilience. Personal growth also means embracing continuous learning. When I was a teacher, I saw how curiosity transformed my students. That same curiosity has fueled my journey as an entrepreneur. Whether it's reading, observing, or learning from mistakes, growth comes from a willingness to evolve. As the world changes, the only way to stay relevant is to keep improving yourself. Another essential part of growth is self-awareness. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses allows you to make better decisions and focus on what truly matters. At Alibaba, we always emphasize knowing our limits and leveraging our strengths. This approach not only helped us succeed, but also taught us the value of humility and adaptability. Focusing on personal growth isn't just about achieving success, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. When you grow, you inspire those around you to grow as well, and together you create a ripple effect that transforms not just your life, but the lives of many others. When Alibaba began, there were 18 of us working in a small apartment with no money, no advanced technology, and no influential connections. But we had one thing that kept us moving, a shared dream. We believed in the power of what we were building, and that belief became the foundation for everything we achieved. A dream shared by many is not just a vision, it's a force that can move mountains. Building Alibaba wasn't about creating wealth for a few individuals. It was about empowering small businesses and connecting them to the world. That collective purpose was what kept us motivated through the toughest times. When you believe in something bigger than yourself, you find strength even when resources are scarce. Dreams don't just unite people, they create movements. I often say, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. This was our reality. Even though we had nothing, the dream of changing the way commerce worked gave us a sense of wealth and purpose. It wasn't just about building a company, it was about building a future. That dream brought people together, and together, we achieved what many thought was impossible. Believing in a collective dream also means trusting your team. At Alibaba, everyone knew they were part of something meaningful. This trust created a culture of collaboration and innovation, where everyone was willing to go the extra mile. When a team shares a dream, the individual limitations fade, and the collective potential shines. Dreams, when shared, become contagious. They inspire action, fuel creativity, and drive innovation. If you have a dream, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. You might be surprised at how many people will join you in bringing it to life. When I started Alibaba, China lacked the infrastructure necessary for e-commerce. There was no reliable online payment system, no advanced logistics network, and very little internet penetration. Instead of seeing these gaps as roadblocks, I saw them as opportunities. If something was missing, we would build it. Entrepreneurship is about creating what doesn't exist yet and solving problems others overlook. One of the biggest challenges was trust. In the early days of e-commerce, customers were hesitant to buy online and sellers were wary of fraud. To address this, we created Alipay, a secure payment system that bridged the trust gap. It wasn't perfect at first, but it solved a critical problem, and that made all the difference. Solving what's missing is what turns ideas into innovations. I often reflect on examples like Airbnb, a company that succeeded by addressing a gap in affordable lodging options. Their success reminds me of Alibaba's journey. Whether it's infrastructure, trust, or accessibility, identifying what's missing and being bold enough to build it is the cornerstone of entrepreneurship. Building what's missing isn't just about technology or infrastructure, it's about mindset. It requires you to think differently, take risks, and be persistent. Many people see obstacles and stop. Entrepreneurs see obstacles and ask, how can I create a solution? That's what separates those who dream from those who build. If something essential is missing in your life, career, or community, take it as a call to action. Don't wait for someone else to fix it. Create it yourself. What's missing could be your greatest opportunity to innovate and make an impact. The future belongs to young people and small businesses. They are the driving force of innovation and economic growth. When I look at young entrepreneurs, I see boundless energy, fresh ideas, and an eagerness to challenge the status quo. Small businesses, on the other hand, bring agility and creativity that larger corporations often lack. Together, they are shaping the future in ways we can't even imagine. When Alibaba began, we were a small business with big dreams. We wanted to empower others like us, small businesses with limited resources but enormous potential. The internet became the great equalizer, allowing small players to compete on a global stage. This is why I've always believed in supporting young entrepreneurs and small businesses. They are the seeds of tomorrow's success. Young people have something invaluable: fearlessness. They are not bound by the traditions and limitations of the past. This is why they are so crucial for innovation. At Alibaba, we embraced this youthful spirit. We encouraged our team to think outside the box and challenge norms. This culture of boldness was instrumental in our growth. Small businesses, meanwhile, embody resilience. They adapt quickly to changes and find creative ways to solve problems. This is a quality that even large corporations should learn from. By combining the innovation of youth with the resilience of small businesses, we create a powerful force for progress. The world needs more young minds and small businesses to rise. They bring hope, creativity, and a spirit of transformation. If you're young or part of a small business, know this: your role in shaping the future is bigger than you think. From the very beginning, I believed in the transformative power of the internet and e-commerce. Even when people doubted us, the vision remained clear: to connect small businesses to the global marketplace. Dreaming big doesn't mean chasing every opportunity. It means staying focused on your ultimate goal while ignoring distractions. At Alibaba, this principle became our guiding light. A big dream requires discipline. It's easy to get sidetracked by shiny new ideas or quick successes, but I've learned that the most successful ventures are those that stay true to their purpose. At Alibaba, we never tried to be everything for everyone. Instead, we concentrated on building the best platform for small businesses. This focus allowed us to grow steadily and meaningfully. Dreaming big also means understanding the journey will be long. I often say, success is a marathon, not a sprint. Building Alibaba wasn't about instant gratification. It was about creating something lasting. Staying committed to our vision helped us navigate challenges and avoid shortcuts that could have compromised our values. One lesson I carry is the importance of simplicity. A grand vision doesn't have to be complicated. For us, the dream was simple: help small businesses succeed through technology.
By staying grounded in that purpose, we avoided unnecessary complexity and stayed on track. Simplicity brings clarity, and clarity brings focus. Big dreams are powerful, but they require unwavering focus to become reality. It's not about chasing everything, it's about chasing what matters. When you hold on to your vision, you're not just working toward a goal, you're building a legacy that can inspire others to dream big too. Pain is inevitable, but how we respond to it defines who we are. The rejections, the failures, the criticisms, they all hurt. Yet I've found that pain can be a powerful motivator. When I was rejected by investors or laughed at for my ideas, I didn't let it defeat me. Instead, I turned that pain into fuel to prove them wrong and to prove myself right. The early days of Alibaba were filled with challenges. We had no resources, no funding, and little support. Every obstacle felt like a mountain, but instead of giving up, I used the struggles to push forward. Pain has a way of sharpening your focus and reminding you of why you started in the first place. It forces you to dig deeper and find strength you didn't know you had. I often think about how diamonds are formed under pressure. Without pressure, they remain just coal. In the same way, challenges transform us. They push us to grow, innovate, and achieve what once seemed impossible. Pain, if embraced, can be the catalyst for remarkable change. When people doubted our vision for e-commerce in China, their skepticism hurt, but it also inspired action. We worked harder, smarter, and with more determination because we had something to prove, not to others, but to ourselves. Pain became the spark for our resilience and creativity. Every setback contains the seed of a comeback. Pain is not the enemy, it's the teacher. When you embrace it, you unlock the potential to turn it into motivation, growth, and eventual triumph. The question isn't whether pain will come, it's how you will use it when it does. Perseverance has the power to change the world. What started as a small team in a cramped apartment grew into a company that transformed global commerce. This wasn't because we were the smartest or the most talented. It was because we refused to give up. Perseverance isn't just about persistence. It's about believing in the possibility of change and working tirelessly to make it happen. Alibaba's growth wasn't easy. We faced countless obstacles, from skeptical investors to a lack of infrastructure. But perseverance allowed us to keep going when others would have stopped. Every challenge we overcame became a stepping stone to something greater. The world rewards those who persist because they are the ones who create lasting change. I believe perseverance is contagious. When you persist, you inspire others to do the same. This ripple effect can transform not just your life, but entire communities. At Alibaba, our perseverance helped empower millions of small businesses around the world, proving that no challenge is too great when you stay committed. Perseverance also requires faith in yourself, your vision, and your team. There were times when the odds seemed impossible, but we kept moving forward. It's like walking through a fog. You may not see the destination, but every step brings you closer. That's the power of perseverance. It keeps you moving, even when the path is unclear. The impact of perseverance isn't measured in immediate results, but in the legacy it leaves behind. When you persist, you're not just achieving goals. You're creating a story that inspires others to dream, act, and change the world in their own way. Failure isn't the end. It's a necessary part of growth. I've failed so many times that I've lost count. University exams, job interviews, business pitches. But each failure taught me something invaluable. Fear of failure holds too many people back. Yet it's only by embracing failure that we unlock our full potential. Failure is not a wall, it's a stepping stone. When I was rejected by 30 job applications, including KFC, I could have given up. Instead, I used those experiences to build resilience. Failure teaches you humility and strength. It prepares you for bigger challenges and greater victories. Without failure, there is no growth. In the early days of Alibaba, investors didn't believe in us. They laughed at the idea of e-commerce in China. Those failures to secure funding hurt, but they also pushed us to think creatively and bootstrap our way to success. Failure doesn't mean you've lost, it means you've been given a chance to learn and improve. Facing the fear of failure means accepting that it's part of the process. It's like learning to ride a bike. You'll fall, but those falls teach you balance. The same applies to business and life. Each stumble brings you closer to mastering the journey. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from trying. Failure is proof that you're pushing boundaries, taking risks, and striving for greatness. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about using it to build a stronger foundation for future success. Helping young people and small entrepreneurs has always been my passion. From the beginning, Alibaba was never just about making money. It was about creating opportunities and building a better future. A purpose-driven mission is what keeps businesses alive and thriving, even in the toughest times. Purpose gives your work meaning. At Alibaba, our purpose was to empower small businesses and connect them to the global market. This mission guided every decision we made, from the smallest details to the largest strategies. When your work aligns with a larger purpose, it becomes more than just a job, it becomes a movement. Building a future with purpose also means thinking long-term. Success isn't about short-term gains, it's about creating something that lasts. At Alibaba, we focused on building relationships, trust, and value for our customers and partners. These principles helped us grow sustainably and ethically. Investing in young people is the key to shaping a brighter future. They have the energy, creativity, and ambition to solve the world's biggest problems. By empowering them with education and resources, we create a ripple effect of progress and innovation that benefits everyone. A purposeful future is one where everyone has the chance to succeed. It's not just about individual success, but about lifting others up. When you build with purpose, you create something that outlives you. A legacy that inspires and empowers generations to come.
Jack Ma's recent speech was nothing short of transformative, leaving the audience in awe of his wisdom and relentless optimism. Known for his groundbreaking journey from an English teacher to the co-founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma captivated the audience with stories that highlighted not only his triumphs, but the rejections and failures that shaped his success. His message was clear. Success is not about avoiding mistakes, but embracing them as stepping stones for growth. Jack Ma began by reflecting on his personal struggles, from failing university entrance exams multiple times to being rejected for over 30 job opportunities, including one at KFC. These experiences were not defeats, but lessons. Without refusals and mistakes, Alibaba would not exist, Jack Ma said, emphasizing that failures are not the end, but a critical part of the process. His story resonated deeply, reminding everyone that persistence is the key to overcoming adversity. One of the most striking aspects of Jack Ma's philosophy is his ability to turn challenges into opportunities. He shared how, in the early days of Alibaba, small business owners were frustrated with their inability to compete globally. Instead of seeing these complaints as barriers, Jack Ma used them as a guide to build solutions. Where there's complaint, there's opportunity, he explained, highlighting how listening to pain points can spark innovation. This principle transformed Alibaba into a platform that empowers millions of small businesses worldwide. Jack Ma's speech also delved into the power of collective dreams. He recounted how Alibaba began with just 18 people working out of a modest apartment, united by a shared vision. When you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor, Jack Ma said, illustrating the wealth of purpose that comes from believing in a bigger goal. This sense of collective purpose, he explained, was the driving force that helped them persevere through the toughest times. Drawing inspiration from Forrest Gump, Jack Ma shared a profound lesson about life and simplicity. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. For Jack Ma, this encapsulates the importance of staying resilient even when the future is uncertain. His ability to navigate challenges with a combination of simplicity and persistence is a testament to how faith in the journey can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Jack Ma didn't just talk about dreaming big. He stressed the importance of staying focused. In a world filled with distractions, maintaining clarity of purpose is essential. He warned against chasing every opportunity, urging the audience to align their actions with their goals. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, Jack Ma said, reminding everyone that long-term dedication often outweighs short-term wins. Another highlight of Jack Ma's speech was his emphasis on the value of personal growth. Using the metaphor, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit. Change yourself. Jack Ma underscored the need for self-improvement over external control. He encouraged the audience to focus on their strengths and adapt to challenges, showing that success comes not from changing circumstances, but from evolving as individuals. Jack Ma also spoke about the transformative power of failure, sharing his own experiences of rejection, from being turned down by Harvard multiple times to facing skepticism about e-commerce in China. He revealed how these moments became his greatest teachers. Failure is not the enemy, it's the teacher, Jack Ma said, inspiring the audience to view setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. The speech explored the contrast between large and small businesses, with Jack Ma praising the agility and creativity of smaller enterprises. Small businesses have dreams, while large companies focus on KPIs, he remarked, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a sense of purpose even as organizations grow. His insights reminded everyone that true innovation comes from staying connected to one's core mission. Jack Ma's belief in young people and their potential was another powerful theme. He sees youth as the driving force for global transformation, with their fearlessness and creativity paving the way for a better future. Encouraging young entrepreneurs, Jack Ma said, "The future is now, and how you use the tools at your disposal will determine where you go." His faith in the younger generation was both inspiring and empowering. Turning to the topic of building what is missing, Jack Ma shared how Alibaba filled critical gaps in China's e-commerce infrastructure. From creating Alipay to addressing trust issues, he demonstrated that entrepreneurship is about solving problems others overlook. His ability to innovate in the face of challenges served as a powerful reminder that obstacles often hide the greatest opportunities. Jack Ma concluded by discussing the role of purpose in creating a lasting legacy. For him, success was never just about financial gain, but about making a meaningful impact. When your work aligns with a larger purpose, it becomes more than a job. It becomes a movement, Jack Ma said, encouraging everyone to pursue goals that go beyond personal benefit. This commitment to purpose has been the foundation of Alibaba's global success. Jack Ma's speech was more than motivational. It was a masterclass in resilience, vision, and purpose. Through his stories, he offered not just inspiration, but actionable insights that left the audience reflecting on their own potential. His message was clear. Whether you're facing failure, chasing a dream, or building for the future, the keys to success lie in persistence, self-improvement, and a steadfast belief in your purpose. Now that you've journeyed through Jack Ma's insights, it's time to turn inspiration into action. Every rejection, failure, and challenge you face has the potential to be a stepping stone toward greatness. But here's the real question. What will you do with this knowledge? Are you ready to embrace the lessons, sharpen your focus, and let your purpose guide your steps? Think about the most impactful message you've heard today. Was it Jack Ma's transformation of complaints into opportunities? Or his unwavering belief in the power of collective dreams? Maybe it was the idea that failure isn't your enemy, but your greatest teacher. Whatever resonated most, take it, reflect on it, and make it part of your journey. Remember, the principles Jack Ma shared aren't just for entrepreneurs. They're universal truths that apply to personal growth, relationships, and any path to success. Don't let these lessons fade as just another motivational talk. Revisit them, apply them, and let them transform your mindset. What part of the speech will you start practicing today? I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments which part of Jack Ma's message inspired you the most. Let this space be a community of like-minded individuals ready to support each other's growth. And don't forget to save this video for those days when you need a dose of motivation. Success is a marathon, and sometimes we all need a reminder to keep going. Finally, don't miss out on more content like this. Subscribe to the channel so you never lose access to these insights, and turn on notifications to stay ahead in your journey of personal and professional growth. And while you're here, dive into our next video where more powerful lessons await. Let's build your future together, starting now.